Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, October 5th, 2012. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see the futures are trading higher by about 2 points right now to 1457.75. The market was able to carve out a positive up day on a dollar collapse. Today, the dollar is upticking a little bit, just by about 5 cents, 6 cents at the moment. So markets are pretty stable, pretty much on the flat line. We will have the U.S. Labor Department job report out, the non-farm payroll report for the month of September. That will be out in about 8 or 9 minutes. So again, we'll flip back to that and we'll see how the market reacts once that report comes out. I have no idea what they're going to say. I have no idea how the market is going to react to any comment. Perhaps a bad number is good for the market these days because it just means more quantitative easing, and perhaps a good number is bad for the market because it means that the U.S. dollar index will strengthen. So we'll have to see how the number, what the number is reported, and we'll have to look at really the reaction. That's all that's important. We really could care less about what is said in the news. So let's take a look at a few other things first in this market. We'll talk about gold and silver this morning. You do have gold trading down about $5 to $17.92 an ounce. You take a look at the GLD, which had a very solid move yesterday. Today it's trading down just a little bit. Yesterday the GLD closed at 173.61. Today it's trading at 173, up 58, so it's back up a little bit. Back to flat basically. But you do have gold down a little bit this morning, not really all that much. The same goes for silver. That's basically flat as well. And then you have oil. Oil had a rocket ship of a move yesterday. Today oil is up. Today oil is lowered by 86 cents to $90.86 a barrel. Let's take a look at the USO. What a move it was yesterday for USO. Today it is sliding a little bit. USO basically got to $34 yesterday by 2 o'clock. Today it's around $33.57, pulling back in. Something else that you should note, that should be noted, is gasoline. Gasoline had a monster move. If I just show you a daily chart of gasoline, what you're going to see here is that not yesterday, the day before the debate or the morning of the debate, gasoline really collapsed and traded down sharply. But yesterday, it recovered all that it lost, and it's making its attempt at all-time highs for the year. So it can get it looks like it's trying to get up to the highs for the year. The charts still look strong on all time frames. If the dollar falls any lower, gasoline should make new highs, and then gasoline could attempt its 2007, 2008 high, which was around $66. So again, gasoline is very, very strong right now. This is the UGA, which is the United States Gasoline Fund, and we'll have to see how that affects the markets. But right now, it looks like the markets are just in QE euphoria, and every little dip is being met with buyers, and we'll just see how it plays out by the closing bell today. So again, we have that job number coming out in a few minutes, and we'll see how it plays out. There are a couple of stocks in the news, but there really isn't any major gap up or gap downs that I would play right now. One stock that's in the news is ZNGA, which is Zynga. This stock really, in my opinion, let's just go to the 10-minute chart. It looks like it's on the verge of being finished. There's nothing really you can do here. Let it just play out. It's closed yesterday at $2.81. Today it's trading all the way down to $2.26. I see nothing here. Ultimately, it will become a $1 stock, in my opinion. So there's not a lot you could do with Zynga. We'll see how it plays out going forward, but right now I just don't see any real reason to own this thing. Even on a scalp basis, it's $2. Just too tough to even scalp it. Next you have Constellation Brands. Ticker symbol is STZ. This had a really nice little gap this morning, but it's already faded. Went as high as 36. Now it's trading around the 34.80 level. There's just no play in here at this moment. Constellation Brands will have really good resistance around $37.50 to $38. Hard to pinpoint it to the penny, but there really is no play at the moment from what I could see. Then I saw also a little while ago Carnival Cruise Line. Ticker symbol is CCL. This is gapping up. This has a nice little move. It's trading up around the $38 level. There's a little bit of resistance here, more at 39, but there's no tradable gap here, and it's a little bit slow. So we want to respect that. There's nothing really to do as far as gaps go from what I can see at the moment. But one thing I will say is that earnings season is coming around the corner, so you want to be prepared. You will get a lot of morning gap plays once earnings season begins, and that should be underway shortly. So, we'll watch this market and see what happens once earnings season comes around. You'll get a lot more on the gap side. But today is a Friday. Usually the volume will die out after the first 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours of the session, and then the market will go into drift mode. And then at the end of the day, usually we'll catch a bid. So basically, if the markets, whatever they do, I don't know if they pop up or down on this job number, or maybe it's just a non-event, but whatever happens, watch for a drift sideways, and then usually they'll try to bounce it up in the last half hour. It seems to be the norm these days, as the big banks that get all this money from the QE try to prop up the market and continue to prop it up. So they usually try to juice it before the close, and you see that very, very often. So we'll just see how it all plays out going forward. We are about a minute or so away from the unemployment, from the non-farm payroll report. So we'll see how that comes in. But again, we'll just sit tight. One thing I do want to show you is just something from yesterday. If we just go back to yesterday afternoon, right before the closing bell, you'll see how the market just gets that quick little pop right back up. It happens almost every afternoon. So always watch for that. Around 3:30, they'll pop the market up. They did that last Friday. The market was selling off. It looked like it was going to be a decent down day, and within the final 15 minutes, the market gets propped up by some magical institutional buy program that takes place. So again, that's just commonplace. A lot of people are betting that the unemployment rate will drop to 7.9%. President Obama vowed by the next election that number would be below there. So we'll see if that is the case. There's a lot of office polls saying that the number will be below 7.9%, the unemployment rate. Now, what the unemployment number is for the month, we'll have to wait and see, but it'll be out just momentarily. So sit tight here, and we'll just see what this reaction is in a moment. Should be out just any second here. You can see the futures are just jockeying for position up and down. There's really no conviction one way or the other. The dollar is dropping a little bit, so that is always a little bit beneficial for the market. But we'll see how it plays out going forward here. We are just about 20 seconds, 30 seconds away from the job number. And again, just a lot of jockeying for position here. Can't make much out of this. Don't pay too much attention to it. That will change in a flash. Yep, the number is just being released. The number is just being released. So it looks like markets are starting higher. 114,000 jobs created. It's a pretty dire number if you ask me. I don't think this pop will last all that long. But 114,000 might be good for the stock market, because it does mean the QE will continue and be more robust, maybe. So could be a little slightly positive number for the stock market. The unemployment rate fell to 7.8%. So there you go. We just talked about that just a few minutes ago. So unemployment rate is 7.8%, underneath that 8% level. I mean, you got to chuckle at this stuff. Only 114,000 jobs created, but the unemployment rate dropped to 7.8%. What can you say? This is politics. This is the world we live in. Land of make-believe. It may as well be the Wizard of Oz. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day. Again, markets are catching a bid on it. A weak number is beneficial for the stock market. Also, that unemployment rate is beneficial for the president. And we'll just see how it goes from here. But again, I don't expect all that much noise or movement out of this number. We'll see how the market trades throughout the session. But again, volume will get very, very light after the first 90 minutes to 2 hours. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day. Have a great morning, great weekend. And we'll do it again on Monday. Take care, everyone.